Thank you for taking this moment to breathe and to listen what can change your life forever. My name is Ragnar Sinikas. I'm the founder of the Ladypreneur TV, How to Dominate the Talk Show, Well Women's Conference and Awards, the creator of Coral Desk, the coach of the Changemakers, and the co-author 3 soon-to-be-launched books for entrepreneurship secrets. And today, I have an incredible honor to talk with Sheryl Puterman. She's from Israel, and she's the founder and CEO of Nourishment Vitality Coaching. Sheryl is an internationally trained and certified mind-body nutrition and wellness practitioner. She is also an expert in stress relief management and conscious relationships, and trains at the world's leading school in nutritional psychology. Sheryl is a graduate of multiple programs and courses, including conscious relationships, stress relief management, and a licensed and trained workshop facilitator. So obviously her resume and biography is very impressive. I think that she's an incredible person to talk with today and learn from, because not only does she has all the expertise that we need in order to serve those times that we are experiencing now, but also she has very powerful experience herself. So why don't you tell us your story and why are you here today?
Firstly, thank you so much for inviting me to speak to the audience. I very much am honored to be here on this incredible platform and amazing global initiative to help so many people. I am the founder and CEO of Nourishment Vitality. I have trained at the world's leading school in nutritional psychology, and I'm an expert in stress relief management and in conscious relationships. I'm going to speak today about stress, navigating our way through stress and uncertainty during these times. And I have personal experience with uncertainty. My family and I are survivors of the 2004 Asian Tsunami. So although that event was a more sudden and violent one, the principle of sudden upheaval and the subsequent fear of uncertainty that followed is something that I personally struggled with for years. So being a survivor of the tsunami was actually the leading catalyst that led me to my studies of the science of stress, the leading power of breath, and it's why I do what I do today. It's why I founded Nourishment Vitality, to be able to reach out and help so many people in these areas, which we do at Nourishment Vitality. We help people with all health issues, from stress relief management, as well as with bad eating habits, as well as with unhealthy habits and self-sabotaging habits and behaviors, and weight management issues, digestion, mood, low mood, fatigue, and more. And I'm very honored today to bring my expertise and experience to share with you and to share with whoever's listening today, and with the audience, to help a lot of people to navigate their way through this tremendous time of unprecedented time that we're going through, uncertainty that we're going through, and the fear that brings up in so many people. So many of us are experiencing so many emotions right now. We are all over the place, and it makes perfect sense considering what's going on in the world today.
So you already touched a little about stress. What do you think, what is the most important that people need to understand about the stress in the current circumstances or the times that we are experiencing right now?
Well, as I mentioned, with these unprecedented times of tremendous uncertainty, tremendous fear that we are experiencing right now, I don't want to pretend that everything will be okay if we just follow X, Y, and Z steps, because everybody experiences stress in the way it gets processed in our bodies in different ways. What I do want to say, what is so important, is that don't ignore the stress. Don't numb yourself to it. Don't gloss over it. Name it. Acknowledge it. Become aware of it. It's so important to become aware of the stress so that you can empower yourself within a stressful situation. When you become self-aware, you become the authority over your life and over your reactions, and you get to control your emotions before your emotions control you. When you become self-aware, you become your best advocate. So do name the stress. Notice where the stress is in your body, how it feels in your body, where you feel the most panicked and shut down, where you feel whether or not you're feeling stress more in your shoulders, in your head, in your belly, wherever it is. Just bring your attention and notice that stress. Acknowledge it with kindness and with compassion. It will help you process the stress a lot easier.
So now I'm curious to understand, like, is there anything we can do to reduce or mitigate the effects of stress and experience some, I don't know, harm, even with uncertainty, for example?
Well, there's so much that we can do. You know, once we've become aware and we've noticed how stress feels in our body, and, you know, I should say that we've all gone through some kind of a trauma right now that we only just beginning to recognize. What do I mean by that? I mean that we've all been forced into this sudden change so suddenly, and it's creating a lot of trauma response for each and every one of us. Common trauma responses are the fight, the flight, the fright, or the freeze response. What happens when you go into a freeze response is that your body will numb out to the senses. You will become less affected by what's going on around you, and you won't be able to make decisions that clearly. When you're in fight or you're in flight response, your body and your brain are prepared to fight that perceived danger. And even if the danger isn't an immediate threat, your body is perceiving all the stress that's happening right now as a threat. And uncertainty can feel like that threat. When you're in fright trauma response, what happens is that fear dominates your mind. And again, you're going to be unable to think clearly and to make decisions. And whatever the trauma response is that you are going through right now, again, it's really important to become aware so that you can process it, free up your thinking so that you can make clearer decisions. What can we do right now to mitigate and to reduce the stress? Well, I think that one of the main things, and the first and most accessible tool that's available to every human being, is to reclaim our breathing. Breathing is the cornerstone of stress management. So simply by pausing, by slowing down, you could even count your breath, you can even count your inhale, count your exhale. That is going to put your body in more of a state of parasympathetic nervous system dominance. So you are going to be more relaxed just simply through reclaiming the breath. Other things that we can do, we can go into more times in the day where we can access mindful moments and present moments where we can either bring ourselves into a feeling of gratitude, a feeling of appreciation, anything that we can do to self-soothe, to calm down our nervous systems is going to help. And at the end of the day, creativity and any ideas and profitable money-making ideas cannot happen when we're stressed out. When we're stressed, we cannot focus. When we cannot focus, we cannot get anything done. So all of these things, breathing, bringing in moments of mindfulness, presence, awareness, and consciousness, gratitude, bringing your awareness to appreciation and all the things that we do have right now. Simple things even, just to look around and see those things. If you find that you are extremely panicked, bring yourself into the moment and just ask yourself, what are 3 things that I can see, that I can feel, that I can hear? This will help you also to calm down your nervous system. And then not to forget to keep the body hydrated, and of course to eat nourishing meals, and to balance out your meals with nourishment. And nourishment is more than what we eat, but during this time we are triggered to unhealthy habits and behaviors. It is normal, but to keep a watchful eye on this and to be extremely kind and compassionate to yourself if you are turning to sugars and to food for comfort and eating more than what you normally do, or returning to old sabotaging habits and behaviors. Being at home alone is triggering a lot of this for a lot of people.
I totally agree, and I'm guilty of it, even not maybe in that sense that I would just go and take a liter of ice cream, not that type, but I have noticed that when I have anxiety, then I wanna snack more. So in those situations, like usually I don't have cravings for, I don't really, the only thing which I love is dark chocolate, for example. I'm not the sweets for cakes or something like that. But now I feel like I should do something. Like always when you stand up to just think or walk around, then you're like, and now when I got conscious about it, then I changed it for going and just take a glass of water instead of reaching out for something else, and that works very well for me. Maybe it will work someone who's listening. So, but I have to agree. It's like and being at home, it's like it's all reachable. It's so easy. When you're in the office and you don't have those in the reach, it's you don't have those problems. But what's something that we can do right now, so to make the most of this time and to plan for the future, like your angle, because we all, like, from our expertise and the way that we have our habits and all of that are different. So what would be your answer or your advice on that?
Well, leading in from what I've previously said, and just to speak a little more, because it's so important for so many people right now. They are struggling with unhealthy habits and behaviors, and there's always a good reason that's based either in psychology or in biology for why we behave the way we behave. A lot of people do turn to food for comfort. It's very normal. We are emotional beings. We eat out of emotion as well. And bringing, as you yourself just said, consciousness and awareness. Let's say, for example, a person has just eaten a meal and they're turning still to food for more, to ask oneself, what is really going on with me? What am I truly hungering for here? Am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Am I tired? Am I anxious? So to just bring those questions into one's consciousness, so you can start to acknowledge what's going on within your body and within your system. What are things that we can do moving forward, and to be future thinking? I think that a concept that I actually think is very sacred and very needed at this time is the concept of willingness. We have to, in actual fact, be willing to go through our emotions and to go through what we're going through, even if it's uncomfortable. It's happening anyway. So whether it is that you're going to the fridge and turning to food for comfort, you have to be willing to go through what you're going through, to be conscious and aware of it. And being willing to go through and move through the circumstance is actually what is going to help you to get through to the other side, because we're going to be going through it anyway, but it makes that difference between collapsing into the stress or becoming conscious and aware and actually then choosing how to respond to the stress. In other words, are we reacting or are we responding? There's always a choice. Are we being proactive or are we being panicked?
So true.
So that's why very important right now to calm down our nervous systems. We can't think clearly when we're stressed. We can't make good decisions when we're stressed. What are things that we can do right now? We can calm ourselves down. And once we calm down, we have to ask ourselves, and I was actually reading this earlier, just that Benjamin Franklin said that lost time is never found again. You may delay, but time will not. Procrastination costs you deals, opportunities, time with your family, but to name a few. So if you're completely stressed and overwhelmed, you can't focus. But to become aware of what you're doing with your time, because right now we need to be more productive with our time, thinking forward for the future. What are things that we can do now? How are ways that we can be more proactive and less panicked right now? Are we taking this time and forming further relationships, reaching out either to our existing clientele, reaching out to friends, showing our support, building that relational capital with people, and building up those relationships with people? What else can we do? Were we happy with the way things were going before this all happened? And if we weren't, how can we course correct? How can we use our time more productively now to actually course correct, to make those changes? And very importantly, we are looking at a new reality now. How can we look through a lens with calm and clarity and focus forward with our new reality that we're facing right now and pivot towards new opportunities that are presenting themselves, because there are opportunities that are presenting themselves. Online, there's so many opportunities right now, and one can learn a new skill set, write down things where they have been successful, and create a program, organize what one's got so that they can perhaps put it out there as well online. So there's plenty of productive activities that one can take right now, planning for the future.
Incredible. I think I hope that people will write the things down that you were saying. I'm very sorry the Facebook Live is preparing, and then it hasn't started. Nevertheless, this video is going to be uploaded in YouTube and to Coral Desk immediately after we finish. So we will release it, and people can at least see the recording. Obviously, if you have any questions, then you can always write them below the video, or in a few seconds also Sheryl is going to share how to contact her. But before we do that, I would, and also everybody who are joining us or joined us already in Zoom, please have your questions ready so you can write them, or you can open your microphone after that. But can you give us your 3 recommendations how to dominate the decade?
3 recommendations how to dominate the decade. Firstly, choose to make your courage bigger than your fear. This, I think, is really important, to choose to make one's courage bigger than your fear. What does that even mean? Too often in life, we're living in our fear and we're not living our lives. So in actual fact, we're living in response to what we are afraid of. And when you focus on the fear and you focus on how things aren't going right or how things can go wrong, your mind and your thoughts are focused on all things that could possibly fall apart even before, maybe they haven't even happened. So make your courage bigger than your fear. Have that right mindset to move forward, because that takes courage. It takes courage to take healthy risks and to take action forward, even in a time of fear and uncertainty. We can be afraid and still go after the things that we want to do, but we need courage and we need the right mindset. Right mindset equals success. So to work on healing and improving one's mindset with uncertainty is going to help one with what we're going through right now and further on into the decade.
Perfect. So yeah, and
you asked for 3. Other suggestions that I have is to look at our new reality, to pivot towards the opportunities that are out there, to not be held back by old ideas and conventions, but to move forward with confidence, with commitment to oneself, to follow through. And my hope and my wish for everyone is to have that faith, to believe in themselves and in the knowledge that with the right mindset, you can achieve and you can accomplish anything that you want to. And thirdly, and for me actually the most importantly, is to ground oneself in consciousness, in kindness, and in compassion. It's very important that as we heal, we open up our hearts and we move forward with that kindness and with that compassion. Compassion for ourselves, compassion towards our fellow human beings and people, to reach out with connection and to be there for each other. We are in this together.
And the third one? Now I remember.
And the third one is to go for it, to have that full commitment to yourself, to follow through, and to not be afraid of failure. No business, no great ideas would have ever moved forward if people didn't take that risk, even in the face of failure. It doesn't matter how many times you fall back. It's to get up and to go for it again and again and again with that right mindset, and to build your character, to move forward with that belief in yourself.
Very true. Yeah, it's like, I feel like you read my script, like that would be those points that you touched are very important for me as well, and I think those are absolutely crucial for someone which wanna change their life and wants to have different results. I think that everything starts within you, and if you don't believe in yourself, like you already mentioned, if you don't have the character, if you don't have the consciousness, then it's very, very hard to even to drive in those waters which we are now. So if there's a sort of chaos inside you and now outside as well, then it's a very dangerous mix.
It is, and that's why we are now in a situation where we have that opportunity to really pause, to turn within, to self-reflect, to course correct, and to open our hearts, and to work from that space, that centered space within us, which is actually that centered space within us, undisturbed and untouched by all the chaos from the outside. So the real power comes from within. So you empower yourself from within, and once you empower yourself from within, you empower everyone around you as well, with that beautiful heart space.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is what new generation leaders are from this, or based on that, the new generation leaders are born. Because once the new generation leaders step into their power and really connect with their inner strengths, like we just discussed, then they are able to change the ecosystems that surrounds us now. So it's something which I would like to ask you. I haven't. I don't see any other questions. Everything is so clear that nobody wants to ask anything. There's something coming. Okay. So, but also like, why do you think we see so many CEOs stepping back? Why do you think that? What's the main reason? Is it fear? Because before, leadership was sort of like a book, no? Step 1, step 2, step 3, da, 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 da. Even though you were always learning, but sort of you had certainty where you're going and what you need to do. Do you think it's a fear and uncertainty? Or why do you think that so many of them are stepping back?
I think that this is most certainly an unprecedented time, one that so many people have been thrown into complete overwhelm. And perhaps they too are taking this time now to self-reflect, to turn within, and to decide for themselves what the correct course of action is for them. This is a very stormy time for so many people. People are emotions are all over the show right now, and people are not thinking clearly, making decisions clearly in a state of chaos and anxiety. We cannot think clearly when we are in this state. So that's why stress relief management and taking the correct personal care and time to self-soothe and self-reflect one's own nervous system is crucial, because that's where creativity, real inspiration, and real ideas that actually work come from a more of a relaxed space. And life is not relaxing right now for so many of us. So we need to do the best that we can with where we are at.
We have one question. May you share your list or toolkit in order for us to go through the process of willingness?
Yes, I do have resources that I certainly will share, where people can go through the different processes on how to cultivate a healthier lifestyle, one habit at a time. For willingness. Willingness is a very, for me, an actual very sacred concept that I think is so important. We have to be willing to go through what we go through in life, whatever it is. When we are willing, we are in essence surrendering to whatever life experience is presenting us with at the time. And that is very necessary, because it helps us to navigate our way through a troubling situation with more ease. And that, at the end of the day, is going to give us more clarity, more stability, and more confidence. I've also got resources with breathing techniques that one can follow, steps to follow to just relax the body and go into that parasympathetic state, which is the relaxation response in the body as well.
That's incredible. Patricia, did you want to ask something, add something, comment something? Put your microphone in now. We see your mouth is moving.
Okay, good. Thanks for letting me know that. Yeah, I have to remember to keep it off, because sometimes I be agreeing with the speaker and I forget people can hear that. So I have to catch myself. Yes, Jaya. Wow, Jaya, I'm telling you, I really enjoyed it. Oh my goodness, you hit some very, very high points, on about how, especially how we should, conduct ourselves, discipline ourselves during these difficult times. And I love the part when you talked about that. You even gave us strategies, you even gave us ways to do it, controlling our breathing and clearing up our mind. Boy, I tell you, I love that one, because that is so true. Me personally, I'm like you, Ragnar. I can agree with what she's saying. I'm guilty, and I have to catch myself. And I have to go back and remember, you said something about we have to remember what we have right now.
Yeah.
And that was powerful.
Wonderful. Absolutely. I think that when we bring our awareness to the blessings that we have in our life, we create space for so many more blessings to come into our life. It starts with being aware and bringing in appreciation for where we're at right now. And sometimes that may be difficult for somebody to do. So what I like to say is just remember, quick, 5 G's. So you don't even have to think about it. 5 G's, 5 things that you're grateful for. And you look around and you say, okay, I got up today. I'm able to brush my teeth. I've got a roof over my head. I've got blankets over my body. So they don't even have to be big things, anything. As long as there's breath in the body, we can find things to be grateful for, to appreciate. And that in turn will create space for more things to come into our life and will naturally uplift our vibration and our emotions to less stress, to more joy, to more vitality in our lives.
How people share your contacts, how people can reach out to you. So we also have those sources that you can share with us. So one, how do you grow compassion in ourselves? So share your contacts and then we answer the question.
Okay, so I can be contacted at www.sherylputerman.com, www.sherylputerman.com. Also through my Facebook page, Nourishment Vitality, Sheryl Puterman, Nourishment Vitality Coaching, or at Instagram, Sheryl Puterman, and to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, Sheryl Puterman.
Perfect.
Sorry, I called you the wrong name.
So
I called you the wrong name. I'm sorry. Sheryl, I was looking at the wrong person. But anyway, you got the message.
No worries.
Confusing times everywhere. So
We're still getting used to these platforms, boy, I tell you, I'm learning a lot. And I want to commend you before I get off of this platform, sweetheart. You have been excellent. You have just laid it all out before these events and afterwards. You have been on point. I probably be saying your name wrong too, Ragnar, but that's okay. You know I'm talking to you. You are excellent. You have did a very professional, you've laid a professional platform, and I have to give you kudos for that.
Absolutely. I too applaud you, Ragnar. You have you truly have created an amazing initiative to empower so many people out there. It's so needed today, to give people that sense of belonging, that sense of community, and to be able to connect people together. There is so many people online now, and now is a need for real value and to educate people on how they can help themselves, on how they can move forward during this time. And, you are so involved in empowerment, in empowering other human beings to be the very best version of themselves. And that is amazing and well done. And I'm very honored to be here sharing some of my expertise and some of how I can help people with their stress relief management and to cultivate healthier habits and to step up to be the best version of who they are. So well done to everybody.
Let's answer the question and then I will answer everybody. So how do you grow compassion in ourselves?
Oh, I love that question. How do you grow compassion in yourself? You grow compassion in yourself by acknowledging all of who you are, by acknowledging not only the successes and the things that you like about yourself, but also acknowledging your flaws. There is something about being exceptionally hard on ourselves, being a perfectionist, that makes us judge ourselves harshly. But when you can acknowledge all of who you are through the lens of compassion and kindness, then the parts that we don't specifically like, our shadows, they start to loosen their grip on us, and we can embrace all of who we are. Because we're not only made up of sugar, and spice, we made up of, and all things nice, we also made up of shadows and things that maybe we don't like about ourselves. So compassion comes from acknowledging all of who you are. And that starts with you. Your most powerful relationship that you'll ever have in life is with yourself.
This is a beautiful answer and a beautiful note to also end. But I wanna, first of all, I'm very appreciative and I thank you everybody for your endorsement, for your very kind words. But any vision cannot be fulfilled when there's no team behind it. And you are my team, you're my family, you're my everything today, because I can't do it alone. And if every single one of us gives their absolute best or absolute everything, then our mission is to change the lives. And if with today's presentation we were able to change just one life, our mission is completed. Nevertheless, if you're looking at this and you found it very, very valuable for you, and you think that there might be your friends or your family or your someone who is not in a very good state today, especially when you know that they tend to go also after the ice cream or after the things when they're under the stress, share this video, please, with that friend, because then you become the hero of their lives, because you are changing their life. So you and me, everyone, every single one of us can do that. So each one reaches one, and we are in this together. So I thank you very much. Thank you for all the time, the incredible feeling, the energy that I'm so surprised, because I never thought that it will give so much positive energy and vibes. And I have been, every day that I'm doing it, I'm getting it more and more and more. And I think when this starts to be contagious, and I hope it spreads even faster than anything else what was spreading, then I think soon we will be in a very good place. But yes, please follow Sheryl's recommendations. Even I have some which I wrote down to my phone. So please follow them, share the information. I'm very sorry that we couldn't be live today, but the video will be up very soon. And join us tomorrow. And again, Sheryl, thank you for contacting or connecting from Israel. So you see, we have people from US, Miami, we have from UK, we have from Atlanta, United States, Mexico, Los Cabos. So we have people all over the world, even in a small group like today on a Zoom. So thank you very much, and see you soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.